Happy Independence Day, Nigeria. Happy New Month. Happy Victory Day. Um, it's a new month. It's a day of victory. Tuesday signifies victory, and it's also our Independence Day. And I managed to get my green, white, green. Like, okay, this is green right here. White, green. Isn't God great? Okay, I just pray that, the good dreams, the dream of greatness, the dream of goodness that we have for the country that is currently called Nigeria right now will come to pass. Will come to pass speedily. Will come to pass speedily. Not next year, not next month, like right now, in the name of Jesus Christ. And whatever we all need to do um to for our country to be that great country that uh we dream of. I pray that God gives us the courage to do it. God gives us the strength to do it. In the name of Jesus Christ. At this point, we need to pray for courage. Whatever it is we want to do, we need courage. We need wisdom. Where we are at right now, and we also need the calmness of spirit so that we can see things clearly. Well, that being said, I want to talk about Vanessa, the newest Miss Universe Nigeria. And when she won the crown, which was almost expected, like it was expected that she was going to win. In fact, she won the moment she was reached out to. And I would say it's a win-win situation for all, right? Of course, a lot of people came out to talk about how it was unfair to the other ladies, what happened, like the ladies that were there at the beginning and all of that, that they deserved to win more than Vanessa did, that Vanessa just came on board. And look at it from this angle. It's like when a student does a foreign exchange in terms of education, like maybe someone is schooling in Nigeria and is given a an offer to school in another country. You're not expecting this person to like transfer and then go back to the beginning, because she's already done that beginning somewhere else, right? So it's like when if a student is in, let's say, GS1, for instance, and they've done first term, she's done second term, and then for one reason or the other, she has to move to another country. She's going to join her peers in GS1. If she takes the first position, it's perhaps she worked hard for it, but I guess maybe that is not the analogy I'm looking for. But the reason I use that is because, the argument of others worked and she just came there and took the crown. She worked too, she just worked somewhere else. That's just the difference. She didn't work with the girls, but she worked where she was as well. And her own work is probably more than the work that the Miss Universe candidates, what they worked, because they didn't have to deal with xenophobia. They didn't have to deal with xenophobia slash racism on an African continent. They didn't have to deal with throws. They didn't have to deal with an online mob that is chanting that you cannot be part of us, you are not part of us, you are not one of us. None of them had to deal with what she dealt with. So they worked, but she had to work extra hard, and only God knows how much work. I don't think she's saying everything. I haven't watched her interview. She had one recently, and it was really, really, at some point she was emotional, and I can understand, like, she's young, and she's representing a country that she thought was her home, only for her to be told that, you are not one of us. We reject you, we refuse you. Now, it's not everybody in that country that did, but then their voice was very loud and it drowned out the voices of those that were, you know, reasonable about the whole thing. And they were just like, she was born here. She's been, even if she wasn't born here, she's been here long enough to be a citizen. And if she's been here long enough to be a citizen according to the laws of this land, she qualifies. But, well, the naysayers did not agree. I think we kind of know that story. So she worked there, right? Nobody does exchange. Nobody goes, well, it depends on the school, Sha. It depends on the school. Nobody, but few people would, be in level 1, for example, or level 5, where they are coming from, move to the same version of that that situation, move from the same version to a different place, and then be told, oh, because you did not work with us directly, you are going to go back to level 1. No. Besides, she was invited by the organizers of Miss Universe Nigeria. She was invited. So it wasn't as if she applied. She was invited. And I see that as a business move, among other things, because then I can't remember the last time I watched a beauty pageant, most especially a Nigerian beauty pageant. And the reasons vary. For one, my level of faith does not accommodate, my faith does not accommodate that. I don't do bikini. Not, I've never done bikini before, so I mean, I at some point I dreamed of wanting to be a model or a beauty queen. I actually dreamt of that at some point, way back when I was in my mid-teens. I wanted to do that, but then I just I just didn't, I couldn't get past that bikini thing. Like, I can't wear that. I would not wear that. And so I just took my mind off it, that it's just not for me. Okay, so I just took my mind off it. And eventually, like, when something is not even something you are comfortable with, you lose interest after some time, so I just stopped watching. So everybody became interested. Those who were normally not interested in beauty pageants became interested because of Vanessa, because she's Nigerian and what she went through. They became interested, very, very interested. All of us were interested. You get what I mean? And because she was invited, and like I said, I see it as a business move from the organizers to invite her, because then it's like they took the attention away from those that rejected her and then brought the attention to Nigeria. You get what I'm saying? So they now brought it to Nigeria. It's like they now diverted the energy. So one, it was not just a business move, but it was one that just, it was one of those, is like when you are going bowling, this game of bowling or snooker or something, where you use one ball to knock many. That sort of thing. That's what they did right there. Like, they used one move to hit many moves. Like, you can't even fault it. And so, but there are people who faulted it. and they said, oh, they just used those girls. And I'm thinking, no, you know those girls, like you that you are saying they use those girls. When was the last time you watched any beauty pageant in Nigeria? Like we got to know that beauty pageants are not as popular in Nigeria as they used to. There is another show, that is now popular, right? Controversial show and all of that, that is now popular. Like I can't, it's not as popular as it used to, unless those that are really really interested, maybe those in the fashion industry or in the entertainment industry, that they would you know they're searching for talents to add to their production, their events, and so on and so forth. They're the ones who will be interested in beauty pageants. But any other person, is like there aren't that many people. Well, not everybody was. And so they now diverted that attention to themselves. And so a lot of people, especially on social media, they became interested and they watched all the girls. Like they went, like the first honestly, it was not even funny because the pictures of the girls, I was like, what happened here? Like it was that's another topic for another day. Like that's not my place, but come on now. Like I don't know who took the picture, whether it's the fault of those who took the pictures or the fault of the makeup artist. I don't know. But the girls wound up not looking their best at all. And that is me being nice. Okay. There was that. So I think before you start blaming the organizers, which we may blame the organizers for that one, because how do you even allow, how did you wind up with pictures of those girls looking like that? It's just it's just not okay. But I guess that's the only place I can say they goofed. I didn't watch it, but of course we more or less knew the result, that yes, she was going to win, because it's like they wanted to send a message to the other country that you may reject one of our own, but we love them, we accept them, and they are going to represent us, right? And the organizers, for those who said, oh, they used the girls and all of that, according to the organizer, the girls were the ones who asked that she be brought to join them, that she be invited to join them. Like, why don't you invite her to come and join us? According to the organizer, oh, they were the ones that suggested it. They made the suggestion. So I don't know how that flew over the heads of those who said, oh, they used the girls. Like, not everybody, we need to understand that everybody cannot be like you and everybody cannot think like you. So maybe you are so obsessed with winning that you would look out for yourself first and first all the time. You would never ever look at somebody else and say, you know what, I'm forfeiting my own opportunity for this person. Like, you never look at the greater good. And I suppose, you can look at these girls and say, or not girls really, you can look at these ladies and say they truly, I mean, if it's true, and I don't have any reason to doubt that it's true, that they were the ones who suggested that she be invited, that Vanessa be invited. Um, I would say that was noble of them, because they asked, like, is it fair? I think they asked the organizer, or the man in charge, like, how is it fair, when they were interviewing him, and he said, well, the girls said that she should be invited, like they agreed to it. Of course, I wouldn't imagine that all the ladies will be on board with that. But then, I guess by general consensus, you'll be the odd one out if you say, well, I don't agree, I want to win, and all of that. But then again, the girls won in more ways than one. They might not have won the crown, but they won fame. Like I started with this video, like, there, the people that watched and paid attention to this year's Miss Universe Nigeria are much more than the ones that paid attention to it in the last years. So those girls became famous and they became popular. They might not have won the crown, because at the end of the day, only one person will win the crown. And it will be quote and unquote unfair also to all the other ladies that did not win. Anyway, so even if Vanessa did not come on the scene, what about the others that will not win the crown? Would it also be unfair to them, considering the fact that they all worked for it? You get what I mean? Like, I want the question I even want to ask those people, who insist that, oh, this is unfair to them. In a manner of speaking, it is. But then, like it was said, they agreed to this. And correct me if I'm wrong, it was also said that it was the idea. So I don't quite know what the brouhaha is about, for those who were like, oh, they just gave her the crown. For one, she's very beautiful. So when you say give her the crown, that makes it sound as if she did not even earn it at all. She has worked for it somewhere else. She just didn't work for it in Nigeria. That's just the difference. That's just the difference. And at the end of the day, one way or the other, the girls are also going to be affected because they are Nigerians. And if the whole world keeps looking at Nigeria the way the other country is looking at Nigeria, what do you think is going to happen? Do you get what I mean? Like, so one way or the other is their business indirectly. And they chose to, say, what? That means none of us here is going to probably win the crown, but will be popular. A lot of people, like, I have never ever seen where last year before, in the last few years, where the pictures of Nigerian beauty pageants contestants were posted online on Twitter, and it became viral. Check the what is it called now, the posts. I'm sure by now they've gotten so many job offers, international job offers too, if I may add. So they all won. Okay, they all won because they gained fame. They turned a very an otherwise sad situation into a win-win situation for themselves. That's a very brilliant move, right? There are sometimes when, you can win something, but nobody knows you. Few people know you. You have to go about saying, I won the, beauty pageant of so and so this year. Like, if you have to start introducing yourself like that, is another thing. But you see, any of them goes seeking for a job somewhere, or an endorsement somewhere, or an audition somewhere, chances are they already even know who you are. They're like, wait, you look familiar. Were you part of the contestants for this year's Miss Universe Nigeria? Be like, yeah, and they're like, oh wow. Like, automatically you'll be given consideration. So, in a manner of speaking, it's also beneficial for them if you look at it. Sometimes it's not about winning. Winning is subjective, right? Winning is relative. Winning could be more people know about me. I'm out there. I don't need to blow my own trumpet. It's already been blown. That is winning on its own. That's winning on its own, because there are some organizations that they like to use known faces, from popular shows and all of that. Like, how many viewings did you get? How many people voted for you? Do you understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people, and that's the thing, people from the country that said Vanessa can never be their beauty queen, they voted for this, they voted for the other ladies. Can you imagine? They voted for the other ladies just to make sure. They voted for the other ladies just to make sure that Vanessa doesn't win. So when some people did videos, I was seeing it when they said it wasn't fair. They made tweets and said it wasn't fair, or on that she just came and took the crown. The other girls were voted for, maybe for the wrong reasons, but they were also voted for, right? By foreigners, those who are not Nigerians. They voted for them because they wanted them to win for their own personal agenda. What else can I say? If you look at this broadly, you realize that it's not as just simple as, oh, she just came in, swept the crown away, it was unfair. Look at the benefits of it to the girls. I don't know why I keep saying girls, but I guess that sounds cuter than me saying ladies. Look at the benefit to them. The benefit is immense, really, if you look at it. They don't have to work so hard to get endorsements or to get job offers. In fact, I won't be surprised if they already have bookings to their eyebrows, each and every one of them, because they will see them as generous, kind, smart. Like, you chose to forfeit your chance for the crown to gain fame business-wise. You also chose to forfeit your chance for the crown just to help another sister out somewhere. You also chose to do something of national value in terms of how we are seen internationally. Like, you just did 3 things there. That adds to them. It shows them as smart, intelligent, and not obsessed with winning. Like, it shows them that they are more than just their looks, right? But they are also giving. They have humanity, that they are humane. And they are willing to give up something that, they covet, they worked for the quote and unquote common good. That makes them sound very interesting, don't you think? They are the kind of people that they will use for brand ambassadors, because for you to be a brand ambassador, you just need to, you can't be just a face. You need to be more than a face. You have to have a quick mind. You have to have something, a personality that matches, I don't know, that makes you more interesting as your looks. Like, you have the look, but you also have a personality. I can almost say, and we can all agree, that this year's I hope I got it correctly, if it's Miss Universe Nigeria, this year's Miss Universe Nigeria is like one of the most popular in the history of it in Nigeria. One of the most popular, and maybe controversial, but popular. So it was a win-win situation for the organizers, a win for Vanessa, and a win for all the other girls too. Because at the end of the day, all the girls will not wear the crown anyway. All the girls will not wear the crown. But now they are all famous. Because The organizers, according to the organizers, it was their idea that they bring up. So, like, they have gone in history for being the most generous Miss Universe candidates probably in the whole world. It's about perspective sometimes. I know that all of us may not see things the same way, but it's because I see this differently and I thought, you know what, I have not seen this take yet. Not that I've watched many videos talking about the beauty pageants and all of that. So beyond, does she deserve it? Does she not deserve it? Was she given the crown? Did she earn it? In a manner of speaking, you will say she didn't work for it where she won it, but she worked for it. Did she deserve it? Yes, and so do all the girls. That she deserved the crown doesn't mean that the other girls didn't deserve it as well. So one person does not have to be undeserving for others to be deserving. That is one mindset that we need to work on as people. Not to just say, oh, because one person won it, that means every other person was less than. No. Besides, it's a voting thing. Did I miss something here? They vote is like they count votes. I don't know. Like they count votes, right? They count votes. Among other things, like I said, I haven't watched it in a while, so I don't know the full gist of how a person is chosen or picked, right? I guess there'll be a top three, and then the judges will now decide who among the top three will win. I don't know. But I guess, you can look at it and say, oh, it's unfair because if Vanessa did not come on the show or did not join the other contestants, one of the other contestants will have won. But then not all of them will win, right? And for those who win, for the ones that would win and for the ones that wouldn't win, the only thing they will get is whatever it is that is promised to them at the beginning of the pageant. Like, this is what you are going to get as first runner up, top 5, top 10, top. This is what you're going to get. But now they get that and fame. And as somebody who is going to be using her looks, okay, whose looks is her product, let's put it that way, you need people to see you. You need fame. You need something that ties you to something. Like, if any of them becomes a brand ambassador of anything right now, that thing would have some level of popularity because of the story that surrounded them while they were contesting. Now, someone might look at it and say people will forget and all of that. Some people would not. Some people will not, especially if you voted. Do you understand? If you voted, you participated. Any brand that picks any of your favorites among the ladies, you pay attention. One way or the other, you pay attention. It is what it is. Anyway, I just said to say, those thoughts just came to my mind, and I thought, you know what, let me just share this. Like late Chasby would say, God rest his soul. One of the most iconic radio presenters that we've ever had in this country. He I don't know what to say. He was an amazing person. everyone who had to listen to him, who listened to him. He had the voice, he had the presence, he had the wisdom. He started sharing life issues and he became really popular. It became really popular on 92.3 Inspiration FM. And it became a family because, there are just some people that were regular callers. Like, it was just amazing. He was counseling people. He was helping marriages. I mean, there were a lot of things he was doing. He had to have a team, that worked behind the scenes, for people that calls in, need advice, need counseling. He had to have that because he was discussing issues. And he had this saying. He would say, if each one can teach one, then each one can reach one. What a better country Nigeria would be. Whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, you are your brother and your sister's keeper. So show love just because. And he will start the show by saying, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life, which is like the central theme scripture, central theme where the sharing life issues was brought out from. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. Happy Independence, Nigeria. Happy Victory Day. Happy New Month. By this time next year, we will be celebrating indeed. Like, our celebration is going to be for real. We'll have so many things to celebrate. Peace.